Chapter 5. Stop waiting on help. The world has lost its love for the next men or women over the years, and it doesn't feel like it is about getting warmer anytime soon. The fact, and if we are sincere enough with ourselves, we can feel the coldness in it, mixed with the heart-wrenching and spine-numbing discomfort that comes with being in it. All people should get together. The world would be a much better place with peace and respect. My dreams are to help reunite the flames with our sisters and brothers to bring the love back with our hearts. If that happened, the fire would carry and burn passions and unbreakable bonds of desires would mount us closer. We must sit down and have some real discussions on how our people can have a much-needed understanding. We need to talk about the Black men and women with nothing but the strong taste of reality stinging our throat as we struggle to breathe and live. These conditions are hard to live through, and they are even more difficult to understand why we are to such a level of pain. But one thing should stand out through these tribulations. We should not wait for anyone to save us. We cannot subject ourselves to such a level of victimization because we are the only ones who can help ourselves. We are Blacks, which mean we aren't just the ordinary, but greatness is inside us. We are the ancient people, which indicate we are superior and walk this earth long before any other humans and should not have to beg for their mercies. The world is a cold place, and we need to deal with it. If we don't, then who is going to sort through this coldness for us? A new era of excellence should be underway. You alone can save you. In the world we live in, many people care for and about themselves alone and not about the next person. If you are one who seeks help from others all the time, crying and wailing for mercy, you will see the side to all I am telling. Even families care less about what happens to their siblings and extended families. You'd find relatives who honestly don't care if their people have something to eat, or somewhere to stay, or protected against the harsh, cold world is rapidly getting even worse for the Black men and women because of discrimination and abuse. I have seen this and felt it as well. I recall having a dream to write and publish this book and doing well enough to share it with my family members seeking their support, which is the right thing to do. There were many more who didn't think I could write this book successfully, and I assure you, that is how the world is out there. I focused on getting my message out. This was writing and true meanings behind the way I felt in my mind and heart. This was my first and most crucial work for the record, sending a dedication to sisters from the past, present, and future. It is cold, unfair, and disloyal to its core because people are losing their values and are refusing to help others. Help yourself have the vision to create a plan and stay consistent. You don't need to wait for anyone to help yourself. Having my purpose brought me peace to my spirit. Expressing gives me my freedom. Nobody cares about your shortcomings or your tribulations. If people genuinely cared, then there wouldn't be so many rich people in the world and even more impoverished people in it as well. Many find their happiness in others' sufferings. And this should tell you that only you can help yourself, and you need to start thinking in such light. God is real, and we must believe within ourselves that anything is possible. The roads were rocky for me, but I had the faith and willpower to be on the right path. I knew the positive effects my book would be on others, especially sisters, because I spoke about the realities of the truth. When we Black families don't care about ourselves, how can strangers do the same? The world we live in now, it is a world without much love and assistance, and the one in which everyone watches their backs. Many parents don't believe in their kids becoming something in the future, and many don't want to care what those children might be going through either. You don't need to tear whatever veil is covering your eyes away and sincerely tell yourself the truth so you can overcome the will and desire to keep waiting for someone to help you or pull you from the challenging situation you're in currently. The world will only sit back, fold its arms across its chest, and laugh at you mockingly while you wiggle in your sufferings. So to find growth and to move from the spot you're in, you have nobody else to rely upon but you. You have to depend on you and you alone and start seeing it that way. Else the world will eat you up, chew your bones for entertainment, and spit you back out while others will walk by without caring. It isn't easy to tell you, and you have to develop a thick skin to pain and grow a hardened heart to prevent your emotions from spilling everywhere. You must also learn to become selfish and retain that selfish side to you as best as possible, because without it, people might take advantage of you. There are some people out there who will lift you by your hand when life events knock you down. Real friends and loyal friends are getting harder to find and remain. I've learned the hard way, and I see things more apparent now. I have had my share of these painful dealings during the creation of my books, and while I got other things in place, I came across those who were afraid of what I might achieve and how I might become more celebrated than them should I become successful. Strangers treated me better than people that had known me for a lifetime. So-called friends continued to act in the most dubious ways, but I learned better and took it as fate. I had to learn it wasn't about the relationship you had with these people. It wasn't about whether or not someone is your family or close friend. It doesn't matter because all they see in you is competition and they never want you to get ahead, and some lives being in fear of your potential success. I also learned that life and its occurrences aren't about maneuvering it with just skills or talent I possess. It might help you some bit, but not entirely if you don't develop the instincts of survival lying deep within you. The fact that I had to learn was a blessing because it spurred me to meet better people exclusively and carry myself with a degree of self-importance and belief. Still brought about envy from others and contrary wishes so I don't do well. As some in time, I had to grow and stop caring about attitudes or what others thought or conceived of me in their minds. I am the general of my life, and God comes first with everything I do. Snakes never stay hidden for long, and in due time, they were bound to come crawling out from whatever crevices they were confusing to show their ugly heads. Another aspect you should try and develop so you don't continue to wait at the mercy of other people's thoughts or emotions, where you're dying within for them to help you, is being able to express your feelings well enough. Don't bottle them in or try to choke them within you. Find ways to show them and make sure that you spill how you genuinely feel so you don't hurt your progress. You will need this, especially when you intend to get to the top in whatever field of life you choose. Hate comes in every color. It could come from your relatives and others outside your circle. Going to the top sometimes will be a lonely and treacherous ride, but one we must all learn to come to terms with and be ready to take by the horns regardless. Nobody wants to ride with you when you're down or haven't accomplished anything, so man up and continue until you get to the top. Remember that while moving up, you cannot carry along the negative-minded people who will only weigh you down and bring you crashing to the earth in the most damning manner. The bad apples have to, so they don't cause the good ones you need to come along to get rotten too. The world is a cold place at times. It would be the best if you never forgot to be vigilant and see that you are alone against the world on the path your destiny has set before you. Don't trust most people. Look out for false friends. You have to see things unless you will be blindsided by hate, betrayal, and jealousy time and again. It also helps to have numerous backup plans so you will find other ways to move when you get stuck in one condition. Don't rely on one project or idea because it can fail you. Have a backup plan A and B and then plan C and so forth, provided you can plan them out meticulously and understand what they require. You need to have things working in place should one opportunity fail. In the life we live in, envy and jealousy mean many will fail and few will rise, but you can never think or assume you have to give up no matter what the circumstances might look and become. Your dreams are valid, and your aspirations have enough ground to grow. Your ambitions should never be belittled or seen as meager because you alone possess the power to make your life work as it ought to. Your limit in life is what you make it. I plan on moving up and only look back at what it took to get me where I am currently. We have to condition and structure our minds to make peace with the harsh truth. The best happiness will only come from within you, and every other external source is vague and can vanish at any point in time. I wake up each morning now visualizing the success I want and how I will go about getting it. Life might be cold, but I have nothing short of warmth in my heart, and as long as it is beating, I am fine. I will not grant anyone the opportunity to hinder me from making it to the top at all costs. Find your calling for more than just being average. I'm a fan of the famous phrase, only you can help you. Black women, take your life and do positive things, and help yourself first. Some human beings want things to get done for them rather than going on ahead to find ways to make such things happen. It is the case for our Black community at large and our Black sisters too. They have become so dependent, so reliant, and ever demanding of everything around them that they don't even seem to understand the need to make things happen for themselves. Don't get me wrong and think I am saying Black sisters cannot do things for themselves. Isn't that what I am trying to say? I know some Black women who continue to take the bull by its horns through their life journey. These Black sisters have learned not to depend on anybody or any system. They do so through hard work, perseverance, and the desire to make sure they get nothing but positivity in everything they set their minds in. I have seen many Black sisters attempt to make things work for them, but ending up looking for who will assist them. I have seen many Black sisters refuse. They feel entitled, either to the government or to their drug-dealing boyfriends who cannot nail down an honest job, or to some person they think ought to be responsible for their upkeep. I've seen so many facets to our sisters depending on other people that it makes me wonder how they became this way. Our sisters used to be self-dependent in the past, and they always ensured they wait on nobody to make things right. They sorted homes, sorted their surroundings, and even made sure that their children were well fed and equipped to be in school. In the modern day, most of our Black sisters struggle much, and when they eventually decide to do something for themselves, they quit even before they start. I mean, isn't it the height of it? Isn't it unfair for our Black sisters who are emblems of beauty, courage, and strength, always waiting on other people to get things done for them before they even attempt to survive? I'm not trying to scold our sisters, and I'm not trying to make them feel uncomfortable either. Sisters are gems. They cannot be dependent on other factors without even attempting to move or raise a finger. Heaven helps those who help themselves. I am sure that most of us are familiar with this phrase. It tells us that nothing and nobody will help you if you don't start helping yourself first. Heaven isn't going to bless you with good tidings if you don't attempt to assist yourself first. I see some Black sisters standing at the corner of toxic environments, hole-in-the-wall places and clubs, and hanging out with really terrible-looking men, as they beg for money or even offer to trade their precious bodies for sex. Desperate females become the one way many of them can help themselves, and it is becoming excruciating to witness and unbearable to watch too. Every week, police officers rush into these districts to cart away our Black sisters in their skimpy clothes and almost naked bodies. They arrest them and thumbprint them into the system as sex workers. And this is appalling, even to think that our Black sisters will be called such. I continue to see this trend everywhere, and it continues to happen because people don't want to get up and begin to do the necessary things for themselves. They want the easy way out of everything, making it impossible for our Black community to get respected. It even makes it worse for anyone to believe the Black woman is capable of great things. We will be looking at how our Black sisters don't attempt to do things for themselves and why. We will also take a good look at the number of mistakes they made along the way. These issues are critical because it makes the Black woman look lazy, inept, and useless when this is not the case. Black women are symbols of hope, perseverance, strength, toughness, and hard work. When you watch a Black woman multitask, you will realize just how well she can hold down not only herself but also her family. Sisters' presence remains felt in our communities. There are lovely entertainers who never have dull moments. They continuously do their best to be on top and above all respected in every field they play. Yet in current times, our Black women are becoming more reliant and dependent on others. They are casting off their independence and looking for ways they can score easy. All these things have dire repercussions, which we will discuss in the topics below as well. Firstly, let us look at what Black sisters have been doing wrong and correct this. Depending on the government. Many Black women and other people use our government, and this is a common trend. And you can say this mindset is wrong. And it is even more frightening because many Black women are beginning to do this at length. Don't get me wrong about expecting to receive things from our government. We elected them to serve us, and we hope them to sort issues that are far beyond our reach. That is what we are entitled to do, solving issues that are far beyond our scope. Yet this isn't where our Black women stay. They seek more, and I will state in which they go about it. Our Black women practically expect the government to pay for everything they do and fund every aspect of their lives. They don't see or believe in the need to support things they need or even acquire things their children need because they don't want to get a job. They do go on ahead to sit at home, cross or open their legs to men, or watch television shows while hoping to rake in some monthly allowance from the government. You will see some of our Black sisters speaking about how the government meant to provide free things for them in society, actually doing anything to even secure a job for themselves. They continue to linger and remain jobless while they criticize the government for not assisting them. It is even becoming as bad as our Black sisters want the government to take care of their children they birth. It's the parents' responsibility, not the government. They don't care for these children as much as they should and only await the check at the end of the month, which would cover their expenses, and they never even give this cash to their children. How long is your sister going to keep waiting on the government? How long are you going to keep saying you have the right to collect money monthly from the government? How long will this inhuman scam go on for when there are helpless Black brothers and sisters out there who genuinely need this cash? Let us call ourselves to order and ensure that we don't siphon cash from the government to make us look lazy to the society and in ways that cause them not to want to respect us any longer. Let us quietly go about our task and ensure the government notices our hardworking Black sisters. They see that you, as our darling sisters, contribute to the growth of the economy, will undoubtedly go on to assist in ways that will leave us all in awe. The government doesn't owe you a lot of things you owe yourself. Get your butt off of the couch and do something meaningful with your life. Waiting on boyfriends. Another problematic case or manner in which our Black sisters rope themselves in laziness, disregard for responsibility, and how they end up becoming what they don't intend to. I have a growing concern amongst the Black community about our Black sisters who don't see the need for any reason to work again. What they are now content with is working on their boyfriends to acquire everything they need. They don't even come to see the harm in allowing themselves to become used with these men. They will do almost anything so they can be fed and clothed. Our Black sisters become reliant and dependent on men they feel or assume will provide for them. In honesty, there isn't anything wrong with having a partner who will be able to provide for you. But when it comes to not fending for yourself because you start to look unto someone else, there's a huge problem. Our Black heritage, which stood upon the fact that Blacks always knew how to take care of themselves, are now being replaced by selfish, greedy, and quite hungry acting Black sisters who see men as means for meals or methods to get things they want. Some of these sisters even go as far as showing their nude bodies to wealthy and disgusting men on the internet so they can get money and attention. They don't care about their dignity anymore because it is slowly taken away from them. Every time our females go about doing this, they insult themselves and the Black sister community. Some even bring different men home to the same place their children live without caring about how it will affect those children in the long run. Sadly, some sisters don't even know the men from Adam or their names. They exchange sexual favors for money and gift items, and within some years, their body counts will become out of control because they are embarrassed. Some women just let man after man run through them. This is their reality. I've seen this so well that every time I attempt to think about it, it makes my heart weigh heavily and causes my chest to hurt. I've seen precious Black souls become victims of white serial rapists and killers because they chose not to work and wanted free things from these men. I've seen our Black sisters lose their souls for the cheap items men have to offer when they could easily decide to work and be with a stable man so they can grow together as one. They don't even want or feel the need to groom a family anymore these days. Most Black sisters would instead allow themselves to be out there hustling in ways that don't bring any moral aid to their souls. Sisters are learning to sell themselves to men faster than they are learning to work. They don't care about working anymore. Many don't even think of work waking up in the morning. Some females instead look through their phones to see who will be giving them money and taking them out for meals. They disregard their children and they end up having multiple men because they now find it easier to sleep around than work. Dear sisters, you can achieve anything these men are giving you if you decide to do things yourself. I say with confidence that there is nothing you need that you cannot succeed if you calmly pursue it and find a way to maintain your home in the best practice as Black sisters do. Black sisters' homes barely look habitable these days. If our Black sisters can get back into their routines, then they can be the way they are originally designed to be. They can be neat as they ought to be, accomplished and successful too. Responsibility. This is a disturbing revelation that is always rearing its head amongst our Black sisters. They don't seem interested in being responsible for anything anymore, and by doing so, they want someone else to do so for them. We get to see many of our Black sisters waiting on their mothers to come to take care of their children. Some are being so poor and terrible in taking care of their home, or themselves so much that they hire a maid or a nanny for their 2-bedroom apartment, sufficiently small for them to take care of if they genuinely wanted to do so. Slowly but inevitably, they begin to allow themselves fester in needing people to the point they begin to feel useless after some time. Nobody can do it better than you. Oh, dear Black sisters, have you forgotten how good you are and how handy you are when it comes to acquiring things and sorting things? It seems many of our Black sisters have entirely forgotten how easy it is for them to be responsible because it is in their DNA. When you see a young Black girl take care of her little ones, they do it so elegantly in a manner that tells you how well their DNA is ingrained with responsibility and how our Black sisters used to be and how they really ought to be. It does not help our Black sisters neglect that they have this strong ability to bear responsibility everywhere and anywhere. Black sisters are well known to multitask in ways that some machines cannot dare to. The white populace always seeks ways to degrade and use them by hiring them as maids in third world countries like Africa, because our Black sisters also have a good grasp on how to manage their kids and how to manage a home. They become subject to targeted slavery in ways I'm not ready to get into just yet. There are currently a lot of Black maids in Africa that have housekeeping jobs. So I beg you, Black sisters, go back to how you once were. Be responsible not only in working at home, but also making things work for you and your family. Don't remain reliant or expectant of anything from anyone because it would only cause us harm than good in our Black society. We are active and meant to be the emblem of strength and responsibility. Laziness is not suited for Black sisters. Our Black sisters can do many things to ensure that they don't become dependent or expectant of assistance all the time. The short list compiled below bears specific insight into that. Get a job. Our great-grandmothers, grandmothers, and even mothers had jobs. They picked up jobs and at times had more than one to be able to sustain their homes. I encourage most Black sisters I come across to shed off any tired skin they might have on them and find jobs for themselves. There's nothing wrong with having something for yourself. When you secure a job, you are halfway or at least somehow through the right not to ask anybody for help. It also ensures that you have a structured life and bear more respect from men and society at large. Jobless Black sisters end up getting up in the morning to seek the juicy gossip around town, which isn't good for them or anyone. Kindly get a job for your family's sake and for yourself. Secure your home with your own hands. Our Black sisters need to reform. They need to secure their homes with their own hands and ensure their husbands and children are well taken care of. And we can all join with helping. They don't need to rely on anybody or anything to make things work for them. They are sufficient enough and should start realizing it. What every Black sister has within her is absolute power. I encourage every Black sister to recognize this fact that their home is theirs to build and that they don't need many boyfriends or government before they can sort it into place. Some Black sisters even end up shuffling, taking care of their homes with more than one job, and things turn out excellently. Be contented. Greed is a problem for our Black sisters, and we need to tackle it. It is not right when a Black sister finds it hard with what she has and hers. What is yours is what you create. You don't need to seek external assistance because some of them come with attachments bound to haunt you or bite you in the behind. Instead, I implore you to seek happiness and do so for yourself by remaining certain that everything you acquire done through the right means and that you are contented. Greed is a disturbing tool that destroys Black sisters, and I sincerely hope they can see this.